Hello everybody, this is Last Fair Album Gone Down, and this is kind of a special video because I'm going to be reacting to a song by a band I haven't listened to in a long time, which is Bullet For My Valentine. Now, years ago, I loved these guys, and I remember being in high school waiting for Temper Temper to come out and being very hyped up for that album, and it took me a good year to realize that it just wasn't the quality I was hoping for. Bullet in the past were definitely a very good band, helped define the genre of metalcore. Albums like The Poison and Scream Aim Fire still hold up to this day. Temper Temper I just thought was a bit below par, and their release after that I think was called Venom. I didn't really listen to, and then there was another album after that that I listened to partially, but it just seemed like the metal part of Bullet had been stripped away, and I couldn't even really recognize it. Besides Matt Tuck's voice, it didn't sound like them anymore. But I saw on Instagram they announced this song. I heard a little snippet and it sounded somewhat promising. So I'm definitely excited to hear what they have going on with this song, which is called Knives. So with that background out of the way, we can go ahead and begin listening. Definitely heavier than their last album, or at least what I heard of it, which is, I think, a good sign. The bouncy riffing is definitely something I noticed that was prominent in their past, but the stop and go idea they have in the verse seems to contrast with the bounciness of it all. And it's also nice to hear Matt's screamed vocals, of course. I think that was something that I had been missing in their previous works. So far, so good. Definitely bringing the metal back in. Uh, that wasn't very Bullet for My Valentine, but I definitely liked it. I don't think I've ever heard like a slam section from them. That sounded very slam-esque to me. Especially with the build-up, I think that worked very well. Very heavy hitting. And I never really thought Bullet to be the kind of band to take things slow, especially in a heavy song. They've had their ballads, but to stop a song and then slowly build it back up into something isn't something that I really remember them doing very much, but I think that that worked pretty well. Yeah, these moments where it just quiets down for a little bit really have a lot of benefit for this song. Like it wouldn't hit as hard as if they just played the riff, but instead they kind of mellow down a little bit and then they hit you with it. There was no solo though. That's the thing. I remember really liking Padge's solos. He's the lead guitarist. I noticed he's looking a little old there, but I did like the visuals of the video. They were very fast paced and flashy. But I've got the lyrics pulled up on my phone here. Let the madness begin. That was very Bullet-esque, starting the song with just screaming a kind of cheesy one-liner. I've never thought that Matt Tuck was that good of a lyricist, but it doesn't matter if the music's good, right? So, living with snakes, feeding the hate, kill or betrayal, shedding the skin, bitter within, cower with shame. Venomous tongue back in the lungs, kissing the pain with constant pushing, provoking reactions. Maybe a callback to Venom, talking about snakes, venomous tongue, and betrayal, of course. Your Betrayal being a classic single from Fever, which was another very good album by them. Bring out the knives to cut and divide. Another scar for memories. Bring out the knives to cut and divide. Let them breathe, watch them burn in the fire. Maybe a bit of social commentary there, I don't know. I feel like everyone talks about how, oh, things are just so bad right now and everything is social commentary. But with what's been going on in modern times, I think now more than ever it might be pertinent to make that observation. And then verse 2, dig in a hole, bury the trust, lay it to rest, swallow the dirt, breathe into the dust, signal the taste, hammer the nails, nothing to say, walking away from constant screaming, provoking this madness. So it seems like it's a lot of kind of sayings kind of rapidly fired at you, which certainly is a popular way of lyricism. And this is just my preference, but I like lyrics to paint a little bit more of a story, I guess. And this certainly gets a point across, but definitely it's nothing specific. You don't know exactly what he's talking about in the song. You keep on digging your own graves and you just focus on the pain. So keep on digging your own graves. I see the panic, it's sickening. You're not a saint, not a slave. Now just focus on the pain. I hear the voices, they're calling to sever forever insanity. You're not a saint, you're a slave. I don't know if there's a problem with these lyrics, but it says you're not a saint, not a slave, and then the next time it says you're not a saint, you're a slave. So I'm not really sure if these are accurate or not, because that doesn't make all that much sense. But definitely a lot of repetition going on here. Repetition isn't always bad. I didn't really notice it listening to the song just because it's very fast paced. But of course, with those stop and go moments and the build ups, it's still a respectable 4 minutes long. So I think lengthwise, it's definitely respectable. And the repetition I don't think really hurts it. Although the lyricism overall I wouldn't say is anywhere above average, but if you're listening to Bullet For My Valentine, then you can kind of expect that, right? Breaking apart, torn at the seams, sanity fails. Tread by the edge, pushed into hell, never again, constant pushing, provoking reactions. Definitely a theme going on. What exactly he's talking about, still a mystery to me. But there's nothing wrong with a vague song. But I think this seems like they're going in the right direction. There was definitely more of an emphasis on riffing and the more harsh vocals, which I like. The lack of a solo was a little questionable, especially because if they're trying to go back to their roots with this, that was definitely an essential part of their music back in the day. So overall, this isn't anything game-changing, but it's far from bad. It's not the kind of thing where I listen to this and I don't want to even hear the rest of the album. This is something that I listen to this and it makes me want to hear more, at the very least. Even though maybe I would have liked a solo or maybe a couple more new ideas, this is definitely Bullet For My Valentine. And it's not completely copy-paste from their old stuff or more modern stuff either, not that I'm exactly an expert on that. I'd imagine most fans of the band will be very satisfied with this. I don't think it'll bring in that many new people, but I suppose that's what a single does. It pleases the fans, gets them hyped, and then the album comes out, and some of the other songs can present some variation that might pull in some other crowds. There was also a moment near the end that I kind of wish they had done more of in the verse, where you can very prominently hear the drums. Yeah, right there. That's like really when you can start to feel they're about to go out with a bang. But if they had done that during the verses, I think that would have made the song a bit more hyped, I suppose. Really, those are just kind of small gripes. I think it's a pretty good song overall. So I think that's a bit all I have to say. If you liked, then leave a like, consider subbing, and if you want me to do more stuff like this, let me know. But that's all for now, and I'll see you later.